Go. Okay, so we are down to your second to the last topic on your ESAS comprehensive problem. So we have your engineering economy. So from the word itself, economy, so we are going to tackle more on about money. Okay, so usapang pera tayo ngayon. Okay, so bago tayo mag-start, so ito yung kailangan nating tandaan when we are dealing with engineering economy problems, okay? So first is, yung default time natin is yearly or annually unless specified. So kung hindi sinabi na kung ano yung compounding time niya or yung compounding period niya, we assume that to be yearly, okay? Yearly or annually per year. Okay, so for number two, so all formula is in yearly basis or ang default do sa formula is naka per year siya. Okay, so if there is a different time compounding or different period compounding, so convert the formula. So we will convert the formula to reach corresponding time compounding. Okay, i-convert lang natin siya. For example, yearly. Pero yun nandun sa problem natin is naka-semi-annual siya. So, i-convert nyo yung formula natin into semi-annual basis rin. Okay? So, yan po yung kailangan nating tandaan dito sa engineering economy. Okay? Ito yung mga general notes natin. So, paki-take note po. Okay, so sige. Let's move on to your first problem or first concept on your engineering economy. We have the simple interest. When we say interest, so ito yung paglago or pagtaas ng pera. Okay? So, with respect to time. So, ibig sabihin, habang tumatagal, okay, mas maraming or mas tumataas yung halaga ng pera. Okay? Kasi nga, okay, so when it comes to interest, it is with respect to time. Okay? So, take note po, habang tumatagal ang panahon, mas tumataas yung tubo ng pera mo. Okay, when it comes to interest. Okay? So, ano po yung mga formulas natin for your simple interest? Okay, so we have your capital I that is equal to P times I times N where your I here is your interest or yung tubo ng pera natin. Okay, so we have your P here. So, this is your principal or sometimes in your accounting aspects or business aspects. So this is also your um, principal or your capital. Okay? So, well, pwede rin tong sabihin na present worth. So, yan yung mga pangalan niya. Principal, capital, or present worth. Or yung investment mo or in-invest mo. Okay? Yan. So, we have also your N that is equal to the time. And your small letter I, that is your interest rate. Take note po, dito sa formula natin, ang default nito is naka per year. Okay? Ayan. And we have your F, that's your future worth. So, saan naman po yan? So, ito dito, sa formula natin dito. Ayan. Yung future worth natin is equal to the principal amount plus the interest itself. Okay? So, therefore, your F now is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus I times N. Okay? Yan. So, paki-take note etong future word. Okay? So, for your simple interest, so, ito, short-lived lang na investment ang, ano dito, pinag-uusapan, no? Kasi nga po, when we are dealing with simple interest, medyo mabagal yung pag-increase ng pera dito. Okay? So, makikita natin yan as we move along. Okay? So, take note po, there are two kinds of simple interest. We have your exact and ordinary simple interest. Pero bago natin i-topic yan, so first is to determine whether yung mga dates natin dun sa problem natin is a leap year or not. Okay? Kasi nga po, when it comes to simple interest, so dito pumapasok yung exact dates, okay, ng mga problems natin. Ayan. So, sinasabi ng problem natin kung anong date nagsimula kang nangutang or nag-invest. Okay? Yan. So, for the determination of a leap year, kung leap year siya, so ito yung mga kondisyon. So, take note po if the year is divisible by 4 and not a century year. Okay? So, ano yung mga divisible by 4? Okay? So, for example, 1992. Okay? We have also your um 1996, okay? Yan, divisible by 4 yung mga yan, okay? Pero take note po, kapag divisible by 4, dapat yung kanyang ano niya rin, characteristic niya rin is hindi siya century year. So when we say century year, so these are years ending with two zeros. Okay? Yan. For example, 1900. Okay, ano pa? 2,000. So, basta yung may mga ending siya na two zeros dito, leading zeros. So, that's a century year. Kasi nga po, meron pa tayong second na ano dito, no? Condition. Okay, so for century year. So, if century year, it must be divisible by 400. Kung hindi siya divisible by 400, then that's not a leap year. Okay? Ayan. So, etong determination ng leap year na to is for simple interest. So, from the word exact, meaning dapat alam mo kung saan yung umpisa at hangganan. Okay, and yung exact na number of days dun sa isang year. Okay, so take note po for a one leap year, that is 366 days. And for one ordinary year, so kulang lang naman yan ng February 29. Okay, so that's an ordinary year, 365 days. Okay? So, this is for exact simple interest. Pero kapag ordinary simple interest, ang gagamitin nating type ng year is a banker's year. And take note po, for a banker's year, that is 360 days. So, siguro hindi kasama yung Saturday, Sundays. So, um, in 1 month, I should say, that is 30 days lang. Okay? So, erase na natin yung hindi kasama yung Saturday, Sunday. So, ano lang, no? Kapag 30 days lang yung kino-consider natin. Okay? So, that's a bunker's year. Okay? Sige. Let's move on to your first problem. Okay, number 1. Determine the exact and ordinary simple interest on 1,200 for the period from January 16 to November 26, 1992 if the rate of interest is 24%. Okay, so take note po dito, no? Ang ating exact dates will be January 16 to November 26, 1992, and we are have to found the um exact and ordinary simple interest. So, paano natin yan gagawin? So, i-determine muna natin yung 1992 if this is leap year or not, okay? So, this is not a century year. Kasi nga po, 92 yung dulo ng ating term or ng ating year. So, divide lang natin yan sa 4. So, if this is exact, okay? Walang remainder, walang decimal, then this is a leap year. So, 498, so exact siya. So, meaning, this is a leap year. So, meron siyang February 29. Okay, so therefore, so using this details, so this is now, okay, January 16 to January 31. So, ilang days ito? So, this is 15 days. Okay, we have February 1 to February 29. So this is 29 days. We have March 1 to March 31. So this is 31 days. April 1 to April 30. So this is 30 days. Okay, we have also your May. So from May 1 to May 31. So this is 31 days. Okay, we have the June for June. So June 1 to June 30. And this is 30 days. July 1 to June, July 31. This is 31 days. Okay, sa August, ilan yung days sa August? So, 31 rin yan. So, August 1 to August 31. So, this is 31 days. Okay. September, September 1 to September 30. So, 30 days. Then, October 1 to October 31. So, this is 31 days. Then, lastly, from November 1 hanggang, okay, November 26. So, ilang days? 26 days. So, itotal lang natin ito. So, that is 15 plus 29 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 26 is 315 days. So, this is the total days. So, yan yung total number of days natin. Okay, so, i-ano lang natin yan dito. Okay, using your exact and ordinary simple interest na formula. Okay, so take note po, ang formula natin for simple interest, that is I is equal to P times I times N. Okay, where your I is 24%. So, this is per year. Kasi hindi naman sinabi kung ano yung compounding time or yung periods natin. Okay? So, gamitin ko muna yung exact, no? So, exact SI. Okay, so for exact SI, so this is 366 days for a year or one leap year. Okay, so this is now I is equal to P times I times N. So, therefore, I is equal to, so ilan yung ating principal amount or investment? 1,200. Multiply lang natin yung I natin. So, that is 24% per year multiplied by yung ating N or yung total number of days natin. So, this is 315 days. Then, anong gagawin lang natin dito? So, that is, in 1 year, that is 366 days. So, ano mga magka-cancel dito? So, we have year, we have year, we have this, we have this. So, therefore, your I now is in pesos. Okay? So, that is 1,200 multiplied by 0.24 multiplied by 315 over 366. So therefore, this is 247.87. So yan siya. 247.87. So nag-isa lang yan, letter A. So i-verify pa natin kung 252 nga ba yung ordinary simple interest. So, take note po for ordinary, SI. So, ang gagamitin natin ditong total number of days in a year is banker's year. Okay? So, take note po, 360 days in a year or banker's year. Okay? Ayan. So, therefore, I now is equal to P, that is your 1,200 pesos multiplied by 24% kada taon multiplied by 315 days for your N multiplied by in 1 year, that is 360 days. Okay? So, ano mga magka-cancel? Okay, yung year at saka yung year, days at saka yung days. So, matitira is pesos. So, palitan lang natin tong denominator dito ng 360. So, therefore, the answer is 252 pesos. So, which is correct, okay, dun sa ating choices. Letter A pa rin siya. Okay? So, next na tayo, number 2. So, in how many years will the investment to double in value? So, ang tinatanong is, in how many years, meaning year N, will the investment to double? So, therefore, yung future worth natin dito or yung projected amount natin dito is the doble. So, twice ng present worth. So, in value at 5% simple interest. So, yung I natin is 5% and tumatakbo siya ng simple interest. Okay? So, using your future worth na formula in simple interest, so that is F is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus I times N. Okay? So, therefore, this is now 2P is equal to P multiplied by the quantity 1 plus I. So, that is 5% times yung N. Okay? So, ang magka-cancel dito is yung P. So, makukuha natin yung N. So, kung ilang years. Now, ilang years nga ba siya bago madodoble? So, 2 is equal to 1 plus 5% times X. So, ilang years nga ba siya bago dumoble? So, 20 years. So, ibig sabihin, matagal na to, no? So, para dodoble pa lang yung ating amount, kailangan niyang gumugol ng 20 years. Is this feasible? So, this is not feasible kasi masyadong matagal. Kaya dito napapasok yung ating susunod na klase ng interest. We have your compound interest. Okay? So, punta na tayo sa next topic. So, that's your compound or commercial interest. Okay? So, from the word compound itself, so, ang lang naman dito is in layman's term, yung tubo mo ay pumapatong-patong-patong. Okay? So, for example, kikita ka ngayong araw, so kinabukasan yung kinita mo at yung capital mo, tutubo ulit yun. Okay? So, pumatong siya. Okay? Yun yung compound interest. So, meron tayong dalawang formula dito. Okay? So, pero bago yan, so, i-discuss ko muna siya sa inyo kung ano ba ang cash flow diagrams. Okay? So, ano nga ba ang cash flow diagram? So, ito yung kailangan natin sa pag-analyze ng mga problems natin when it comes to compound interest and the succeeding type of problems. Okay? Ayan. So, cash flow diagrams visually represents income and expenses over some time interval. So, siguro yung arrow up na lang, so ibig sabihin may tinanggap ka, yung arrow down, may binayaran ka or may ininvest ka. Palabas yung pera, ibig sabihin. Yung pataas, papasok yung pera. Okay? So the diagram consists of horizontal lines with markers at a series of time interval. For example, at year zero, nag-invest ka ng capital na P. After N years, mare-receive mo yun as future worth. Okay? Ngayon, kung gusto mong i-project itong capital capital mo or yung present worth mo papunta dun sa future worth or papunta sa end years, ngayon, ito yung magiging formula mo. Okay? So that is F is equal to P that is multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. Okay? So yung P na to papunta dun sa F. Okay? Ayan. So yan yung future worth natin. Kung hahanapin natin yung future worth. Ngayon, similarly, kung gusto natin yan baliktarin, so yung future worth, isahanapin mo kung magkano yung dapat ihulog mo. So, babalik tayo dun sa present worth, okay? So, usually, ito yung ginagawa natin sa mga problems natin, bumabalik tayo sa present, okay? So, yan. So, nga ba, or paano nga ba bumalik, okay? So, therefore, pwede natin gamitin itong formula na to. So, this is P is equal to F multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N, or negative N, I should say. Wherein, yung P natin, that's your principal, okay? We have your N, that's your time, your I that is interest rate, your F is future worth, and take note po yung I natin hindi basta-basta yan na I lang. Okay? So this is I is equal to, so ito yon. So that is R over M. Wherein yung R natin, that's the nominal rate. Okay? Nominal rate natin. So, meron kasi mga problems na sinasabi na 3% compounding quarterly. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, per quarter, magkakaroon siya ng 3%. So, yung 3% dito is nominal. Yan yung nominal rate. Okay? Ayan. So, compounding periods naman yung M. So, R over M, R is nominal rate, your M is compounding periods. So, yung compounding periods dito sa example ko dito, so yung quarterly. Ano naman po yung different compounding periods? Okay, so it will tell us kung ilang beses siya magko-compound within a year. Okay? Within a year. So, for example, we have annually or yearly, so isang beses lang siya magko-compound sa isang taon or sa isang buong taon. Semi-annual naman, okay, magko-compound siya 2 times sa isang taon. Okay? So your M equal to 2. We have also your quarterly. Okay? So this is every 3 months. Okay? So ibig sabihin, 4 na beses siyang magko-compound sa isang taon. Okay? We have also your monthly. Okay? So your M equal to 12. So ibig sabihin, 12 or um 12 times siyang magko-compound sa isang taon. Okay? Then bi-monthly, so this is every 2 months. So ibig sabihin, 6 na beses siyang magko-compound sa isang taon. Okay? So paki-take note itong mga to kasi gagamitin nyo to dito sa R over M. Usually kasi ang binibigay sa atin is nominal rate. Okay? So, kapag may word na dito na compounding, ibig sabihin yung interest rate mo dito is nominal. Okay? Nominal yan. Pero kapag may sinabing per, for example, may interest dito, 3% per month. So, dito na papasok yung effective. So, effective rate na to. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka na mag-R over M. Ito na yung I mo mismo. Okay? Ito, R pa lang. Okay? Ayan. Meron ring 3% effective monthly. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung 3% mo dito, yan na yung I mo mismo. Hindi na yan yung R. Tsaka ka lang gagamit ng R kapag compounding yung word natin dito. Okay? Nominal. Okay? So, we have also your compounding continuously. So, your F here is equal to P multiplied by E raised to R times N. Okay? So, wherein yung P natin, that's your principal word. Your N, that's your time in years. We have your R, that's your interest rate. And your F, that's your future worth. So, malay nyo, meron to sa quiz ninyo. Compounding continuously. Sige, try natin mag-solve. So, pero bago yung number 3 dito, no? So, unahin muna natin tong number 6. Okay? So, tapusin lang natin tong compound interest. Then, punta tayo, balikan natin yung effective rates. Okay, so now we have number 6. So if the sum of 12,000 pesos is deposited, so big sabihin, naglabas ka ng 12,000 pesos. So this at year 0, that's your P. Okay? And that is deposited in an account earning interest at the rate of I, that is equal to 9% compounding quarterly. Okay? So, compounding quarterly. So, meaning, yung 9% mo dito, this is your R. Okay? So, now, what will it become at the end of 8 years? So, ano daw yung magiging future worth natin dito at the end of 8 years? Okay? Ayan. So, unfortunately, compounding quarterly siya. So, since yung ating P dito is ipro-project natin papunta dito sa future, so ang gagamitin natin formula, so F is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. Okay, ano ulit yung notes number 2 kanina natin dito? So all formula is in the yearly basis. But however, if there is a different time compounding, we will convert the formula to its corresponding time compounding. So katulad lang nito. So ito, this is yearly. Okay, yung formula na yan. So i-convert natin yan into what? Into quarterly. Okay? Ayan. So anong gagawin lang natin dito? So convert to quarterly. Okay? Ayan. So, therefore, your F now is equal to 12,000 multiplied by 1 plus I. Yung I natin is what? So, I is equal to R over M. So, therefore, yung 9% mo na yan, i-divide natin sa compounding quarterly. So, your M equal to 4. Okay? Then, i-erase natin yan sa N. But your N here is dapat i-convert rin natin to sa quarters. Okay? So, therefore, this is now equal to what? Okay? So, this is raised to 8 years multiplied by in 1 year, ilang quarters? So, 4 quarters. So, ibig sabihin, na-convert na natin tong formula into quarters. Ito, magko-quarter, at ito, naka-quarters na. Okay? So, therefore, this is now equal to what? So, 12,000 multiplied by 1 plus 9% all over 4 raised to 8 times 4. So, therefore, this is now equal to 24,457. So, 24,457.24. And this is letter, okay, letter B. Okay, number 7. So, ito naman, ang tinatanong dito, how much should you put? Okay, magkano daw yung ilalagay mo, magkano daw yung i-invest mo. So therefore, yung tinatanong dito is yung P. So how much should you put into a 7.9% savings? So yung I mo is 7.9%. May sinabi bang compounding time? Wala. So ang default natin dito is yearly. Annually siya. So um in order to have meaning that's your future worth. So para magkaroon ka ng $175,000 within and that is equal to 63 years. Okay? Ayan. So present from future, so itong future, ipupunta natin yan sa present. So magkano yung ilalagay mo dito? Okay? So therefore, using your formula, so P is equal to um 1 plus I or F multiplied by 1 plus I raised to negative N. So therefore, P now is equal to 175,000 multiplied by 1 plus 7.9% raised to negative 63. So therefore, what's your P now? So 175,000 multiplied by 1 plus 7.9% raised to negative 63. So this is equal to 1,454.41. So 1,454.51 pesos. That is letter or dollars, I should say. Dollars yun nandito eh. That's letter B. So palitan lang natin to ng dollars. Okay. Next, number 8. So, ito, ano naman to? Combination ng simple interest at saka ng compound interest. Okay, number 8. So, a man lends 600 pesos at 6% simple interest for 4 years. Okay, so 4 na taon siyang nag-simple interest. So, meron siyang ininvest or tama? Hiniram, I should say. Okay, hiniram. So, ibig sabihin yung natanggap niya. So, 600 pesos at 6% simple interest. So, I is equal to 6% simple interest for 4 years. So, N equal to 4. So, ibig sabihin at the end of 4 years, makaka-receive ka ng future worth. Okay. Now, at the end of this time, he invests the entire amount, yung makukuha niya dito, at 5% compounded annually. Okay? Ayan. So, ito, ininvest niya at pinasok niya sa may account na compounding interest. So, therefore, it will be yung second principal mo dito. So, may principal 1 tayo, may P1 tayo, then yung future worth natin dito, okay, magiging principal natin para sa susunod na na investment natin. Okay? So therefore, invest mo 'yan saan? Okay, sa um account na 5% compounded annually, and this is for 12 years. So this is 0 to 12. Okay, compounded interest. Okay? Ayan. So, how much will he have at the end of 16 years period? So, ibig sabihin, kasama na dito yung 4 years dun sa may simple interest. So, therefore, this is 4 plus 12 meaning that is, okay, 16 years. So therefore, solve muna natin yung ating, okay, simple interest dito. So iproproject natin tong 600 natin going to the future. So this is now, f is equal to p multiplied by 1 plus I times n. So therefore, this is now 600 multiplied by 1 plus 6% multiplied by 4. So therefore, our future one now is equal to 600 multiplied by 1 plus 6% times 4. So therefore, this is now 744. And ito na yung magiging present worth natin for compound interest. Okay? So, ito yon. So, F1 is equal to P2. Okay? So, therefore, using your compound interest na account, so therefore, this is now P2. Ipo-project ngayon natin to papunta sa, okay, sa future. So, itong F2 natin dito. So, therefore, P2 now is equal to, or should say F2, I should say. So, F2 is equal to P2 multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. Okay, so therefore, this is now F2 is equal to your P2, that is 744 multiplied by 1 plus 5% compounded annually. So this is divided by 1, no? Raised to, okay, raised to 12. So therefore, F2 now is equal to what? So this is now 744 multiplied by 1 plus 5% over 1, the quantity raised to 12. So therefore, this is now 1,336.18 pesos. So 1,336.18 pesos. And this is nearest to letter A. Okay? So, sometimes ganyan yung mga tanungan, no? So, it is comprising of different scenarios, okay? Kaya basahin mabuti yung mga tanong. Okay? So, next na tayo, number 9. So, calculate the accumulated value at the end of 10 years. So, take note po, accumulated meaning this is your F. Okay? So, ano daw yung F natin? At the end of 10 years, so N is equal to 10, if 100 pesos is invested. So, invested meaning that's your principal amount or present worth. And this is at the rate of 12%. So, I is 12% compounded continuously. Okay, take note po, continuously. So, therefore, our formula for continuously, that is F is equal to P e raised to R times N. Okay, so therefore F now is equal to 100 multiplied by e raised to R, that is 12%, or that is 0.12 multiplied by 10 years. So therefore, what's now your F equal to? So 100 times e raised to 0.12 times 10. So therefore, this is now, okay, 332.012. So, yan yung sagot. So, therefore, the answer is letter A. Okay? So, next na tayo. Punta tayo sa next topic. We have your effective rates. Okay? So, saan nga ba ginagamit tong effective rate? So, this is used. So, ginagamit to sa conversion or converting interest rates into different compounding periods. So, for example, yung um, annually na effective rates natin or interest rate, i-convert mo sa, pwede siya maging quarterly, pwede siya maging monthly, pero pwede siya maging semi-annually, pero hindi nagbabago yung value or takbo ng pera. Okay? Kasi nga po, parang um, pinaganda mo lang yung ano, okay? Pinaganda mo lang yung interest rate niya, pero um, the truth is, parehas pa rin naman yung value nun. Okay? Parehas pa rin naman yung takbo nun. Okay? Ayan. So therefore, yung formula natin for effective rate, so yung ER natin at compounding time, that is equal to 1 plus R over M or 1 plus I raised to M minus 1. Where in yung ERM mo, that's your effective rates at M periods or kung siya ba ay annually, semi-annually, um, and different compounding periods. Okay, so we have also your R, that is your nominal rate. We have your M, that's your compounding period. Okay, so now how to convert an effective rate into another effective rate with different compounding time. So ito lang gagawin lang natin dito. So equate the two effective rates. So yan lang yung kailangan natin dito. So we will equate. Okay? So, paki-take note yan. Okay, so punta na tayo sa number 3. Okay, number 3. So, what effective annual interest rate? So, ano daw yung ER natin annually? To the nominal interest rate of 6% compounded monthly. So, given yung R that is equal to 6%, this is compounded monthly. Ano daw yung magiging annual interest rate niyan? So, ko-convert natin tong monthly na to going to annually. So, therefore, we are going to use your effective rates. So, okay? So, paano nga ba ulit? So, equate lang natin yung ER natin annually. Equal lang natin yan sa ER monthly. So, ano ulit yung formula natin? So, ERM, that is equal to 1 plus R over M raised to M minus 1. So, sige. This is now equal to what? So, yung ating ER annual is equal to your ER monthly. So, that is 1 plus I. So, that, or 1 plus R over M. So, that is 6% monthly. So, over 12. So, M is equal to 12 raised to 12 minus 1. Okay, so therefore, what's now your ER annually? So that is 1 plus 6% over 12 raised to 12 minus 1. So therefore, this is 0.06167. 0.06167. So therefore, this is approximately letter C. Okay, next, number 4. Find the nominal rate if converted quarterly. So, ibig sabihin nominal rate quarterly yung hinahanap natin dito. Could be used instead of 10% compounded monthly. Okay, so from monthly, ko-convert natin yan sa quarterly. So, ang gagamitin natin ulit dito, so this is using effective rates. Okay, so therefore, ER natin monthly is equal to ER quarterly. Okay, so therefore, this is now 1 plus R natin. So that is 10% monthly. So over 12. Raised to 12 minus 1 is equal to ER quarterly, so that is 1 plus R nominal rate, so that is R in quarterly over 4 raised to 4 minus 1. So, shift solve lang to. Okay, so therefore, this is now equal to what? So, 1 plus 12% or 10%, I should say, over 12 raised to 12 minus 1 is equal to 1 plus x over 4 raised to 4 minus 1. So, therefore, the answer is, okay, ito. So, this is your nominal rate for quarterly. So, 0.1008 or this is equal to 10.08% compounded quarterly. Letter C. Okay, next. Ayan. So, a credit card company compounds monthly. So, it compounds monthly and charges at an interest rate of 1.5% or this is 1.5%. Take note, this is per month. So, ano ulit kapag per month? So, this is now your effective rate na. So, meaning, ito na yung I natin or yung R over L. So, this is equal to 1.5%. Now, the question is this. What is the effective interest rate per year? So, now daw yung ating ER per year or this is annually. Okay? So, paano nga ba natin i-convert ito from monthly to annually? So, equate lang natin yung effective rate. So, your ER annually is equal to your ER monthly. So, therefore, that is now what? So, ER, that is equal to ER monthly. So, that is 1 plus I. So, 1 plus I that or R over M natin, effective na yan. So, 1.5% raised to 12 minus 1. So, wala na tayong over 12 dyan kasi naka-per month na. Okay? Ibig sabihin, effective na siya. So, this is now 1 plus 1.5% raised to 12 minus 1. So, therefore, this is now equal to 0.1956 or that is 19.56%. So, this is equal to 19.56%. Letter B. Okay? So, next na tayo. Next topic will be inflation. Okay? So, ano naman yung inflation? So, paano nga ba yung epekto nito sa pera? Okay? So, when we say inflation, so this is a general increase in prices for goods and services. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pagmamahal ng bilihin. Okay? There is an increase in price. Signifies that so, anong nangyayari ba kapag nagkakaroon ng increase dun sa price ng ating mga goods and services? There is a decline or pagbaba ng halaga ng pera or decline in the purchasing power of money. So, yung power ng pera natin bumaba. Okay? So, kaya nagmahal yung bilihin. Okay? Ayan. So therefore, Kapag may effect na inflation, so yung future worth natin is equal to what? So that is P multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N all over yung effect ng inflation, which is 1 plus F raised to N. So merong denominator dito. Okay? So wherein your P is your principal, your N is your time, so your N or your I is interest rate, we have your F, that's the future worth, and yung F natin, that's the rate of inflation. Okay? Ayan. So sige, try natin to, number 10. So you invest 10,000 pesos. So big sabihin that's your present worth or capital. Okay, principal. Okay, so given that, okay, yung ating interest rate is 15% for 5 years. So, N equal to 5. Okay, in year 0. So, inflation average 6% annually throughout the period. So, big sabihin, meron kang rate of inflation na 6%. Okay, so now, at maturity, how much will be taken into account in terms of year 0 pesos? So, ibig sabihin, yung F natin, immaturity. Yung hinahanap. Okay? So, unahin muna natin yung without effect of inflation. So, kapag walang inflation, ano yung mangyayari sa kanya? So, your F is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N. Ito yung walang effect ng inflation. So, hindi bumaba yung power or tama, yung power ng pera. So, this is 10,000 multiplied by 1 plus I. So, yung ating I dito, 15% raised to 5. Sige, try natin. So, that is now 10,000 multiplied by 1.15 raised to 5. So, ito siya. 20,113 pesos. Yan sana siya kung walang inflation. Pero ilagay natin or i-take into account natin yung inflation. So, with effect of inflation. So, ano po yung mangyayari dyan sa formula natin? So, your F is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus I raised to N over 1 plus F, the quantity raised to N. So, therefore, this is now 10,000 multiplied by 1 plus 15% raised to 5 all over 1 plus 6% the quantity raised to 5. So, ilan na to? So, lagyan lang natin to ng over, no? So, over 1 plus 6% the quantity raised to 5. So, tingnan nyo yung nangyari. So, that is 15,030.03. So, 15,030.03 pesos. So, ibig sabihin, so from 20,000 naging 15,000. Okay? So, there is a sudden decrease in the value of money. Okay? So, therefore, letter B yung sagot. Okay? So, yan. Punta na tayo sa next, number 11, pero bago yan. Okay, so punta tayo sa discount. So, ano naman tong discount na to? Okay? So, discount is a deduction from the usual cost of something. Okay? So, for example, merong sale, 3-day sale. So, merong 3% na discount doon sa item na yon. So, ibig sabihin, ima-minus or itatapyasan nila yung original amount, then makukuha mo yon sa ano na lang, okay, sa halagang mas mababa do sa original amount with the help of discount, okay? Ayan. So, yan yung discount. Pero, okay, nagtataka ba kayo bakit sila naglalagay ng prices? Okay na ganon? Okay, so take note po, kumikita pa rin sila doon. Okay? Pero ang ano kasi dito sa discount natin is actually just a advance payment kasi. Okay? So, kumbaga, do sa item na yon, um, inano mo na lang yung, tinanggal mo yung interest, okay? Na ano doon, okay? Kikita pa yon pero tinapyasan mo lang ng konti. Okay? So, typically given for prompt or advance payment. So, kasi kapag nag-advance payment ka, yun na yung discount. Okay? Hindi na yun tutubo. Okay? Ayan. When it comes to purchasing a item, okay? For example, huhulugan mo yon, di ba? For example, motor. Okay? Um, For example, 80,000 yung motor. Okay, meron kang down payment na 5,000 or 10,000. Ibig sabihin, discount yun. Okay? So, yung discount na yun, hindi na yung tutubo. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng discount naman when it comes to that type of sales. Okay? Ayan. Sige. When we say discount or this is denoted as small letter D, okay, so yung ating formula dito is D is equal to F minus P over F. Wherein yung ating D, that's your rate of discount, your F, that is your future worth, and your P, that is your principal worth or present worth. Okay? So, take note po, sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, kumikita pa rin sila miski meron kang discount, okay? Natapyasan nga lang, okay? So, dito na, um, meron pa ring rate of interest, okay? So, your I, that is equal to F minus P all over P. Okay? So, yun yung rate of interest mo. Okay, and your I also in terms of discount, so I is equal to D all over 1 minus D. Okay, ito yung mga tatlong formulas natin for discount. Okay, number 11. So, an engineer borrowed money from a bank. He receives from the bank. So, yung perang natanggap niya is 5,430 pesos. Okay, so that's the principal worth. And promise to repay 6,500. So that's the future worth at the end of 9 months. Okay, so yung end mo is 9 months. So determine the following. First is the rate of discount. Sir, may tumaas naman yung pera na babayaran mo. May discount po ba dyan? Yes, may discount dyan. Kasi nga, okay, instead na kuha mo yung 6,500, niles na kagad yung interest. That is another form of discount. Okay? Ayan. So therefore, yung ating rate of discount, that is D, is equal to F minus P all over F. Okay? So this is now um future worth 6,500 minus 5,430 all over 6,500. Okay? So, 6,500 minus 5,430 all over 6,500. Therefore, the rate of discount is 16.46%. Letter B. Yan. Sige, next. So, same parameters. So, determine the following, the rate of interest, or this is actually the actual interest. Kasi nga meron ng pagtaas ng pera. Okay? Yan. Dito. So kung i-ano natin siya, take into account natin yung cash flow diagram niya. Okay, or nakatanggap ka ng 5,430 pesos at year zero, and at 9 months, so N is equal to 9 months, magbabayad ka ng 6,500 pesos. Ibig sabihin there is an increase. So, hanapin natin yung rate ng pag-increase na yan. Okay? So, pwede natin gamitin yung I that is equal to F minus P all over P. So, this is now equal to 6,500 minus 5,430 over 5,430. So this is now equal to what? So this is equal to 19.71%. Okay. So, pwede rin natin gamitin dito yung I in terms of discount. Okay? So, using your formula, I that is equal to D all over 1 minus D. Okay? So, this is equal to 16.46% all over 1 minus 16.46%. Okay? So, therefore, this is now equal to, okay, 16.46% all over 1 minus 16.46%. Parehas pa rin. So, 19.71%. Okay? Sige, let's move on to the next. Number 11 pa rin. Pero ang tinatanong na dito is rate of interest for 1 year. Dito, actual interest for 9 months. Okay? Dito, for 1 year na. Okay? So, pwede natin ulit gamitin tong diagram na to para makuha natin yung rate of interest for a year. Okay? Ayan. So, kung ipro-project natin tong P na to papunta dito sa natin dito, um, 9 months term, so that is F now is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus IN. Okay? Ayan. So, paano natin yan ilalagay dito? So, this now, 6,500 is equal to yung P natin, that is 5,430 multiplied by 1 plus I. Take note po, per year. Kaya ginamit rin natin to, no? So, anong gagawin natin dito sa 9 months? We convert this into year. Okay, so this is now 9 months times in 1 year, that is 12 months. Okay? So, 6,500 is equal to 5,430 multiplied by 1 plus x times 9 over 12. So, therefore, the answer is, okay, 26.27%. So, I is 26.27%. Sir, pwede rin po ba natin gamitin ito? Pwede. Okay? So, kung yan yung gagamitin mo, so your I is equal to D all over 1 minus D. So, this is 16.46% all over 1 minus 16.46%. So, this is equal to, okay, ito na ang nakuha natin kanina, 19.71%. Okay? Pero this is only good for 9 months. So, ibig sabihin, this is per 9 months. Okay? So, anong gagawin lang natin dito sa per 9 months na to? Convert natin siya per year. So, that is now in 1 year. That is 12 months. Okay? So, para maging per year siya. So, eto, times natin sa 12. Then, divide natin sa 9. So, therefore, this is now equal to, okay, 26.27%. So, parehas lang. So, this is an alternate solution. Okay, that's letter E. Okay? So, next tayo. Okay, let's have annuity. Okay, ano naman tong annuity or this is other terms for this is amortization. Okay, another term is amortization. So this is an interest earning with equal deposits made at equal interval time. So kung hindi nyo napapansin, siguro nagagawa nyo na rin tong annuity or amortization. For example, meron kang hiniram na pera, then hinuhulugan mo siya buwan-buwan, okay, per year, okay, so at equal amounts, okay? So kung for example, kung nagbayad ka ngayong buwan na to ng 1,000, dapat sa susunod na buwan 1,000, sa susunod na buwan 1,000, and so on and so forth. Pare-parehas yung amounts mo at equal interval time. Okay, so as you can see here, so this is the cash flow diagram for your annuity. Okay? Ayan. So, yan yung cash flow diagram natin. And yung ating formula for annuity is ito. So, for the future worth of ordinary annuity, so ito yung formula natin. And for the present worth, ito. Okay? So, ito yung first na annuity natin na itatalakayin. So, that's for your ordinary annuity. Okay, so ano po ba ang ordinary annuity? So, payment is made at the end of each period. For example, umutang ka ngayon ng 10,000 pesos, then babayaran mo siya next month. Okay? So, yun yung ordinary annuity. Okay? So, for example, dito, yung principal worth mo, nakukuha mo ngayong buwan na to, so ibig sabihin, magsa-start ka pa sa susunod na taon or sa susunod na buwan at the end of each period. Okay? That's your ordinary annuity. Okay? So, ito yung formula natin. Pwedeng ito, pwedeng ito. Okay? Pero, I suggest na um, ano nyo tong Caltech, okay? I-masterin nyo tong Caltech. Kasi take note po kapag itong Caltech yung na-master ninyo, um, yung deferred annuity pwede niya rin makalculate, okay, using this Caltech, okay? And pati rin annuity due. Actually, lahat, okay, ng annuity, kayang-kaya niya, okay? Ayan. So, gagamitan natin siya ng summation. Okay? Ayan. Kasi nga, ang ginagawa natin dito is sinasum up natin lahat ng annuities natin going to your present worth papunta sa present or pwede rin sa future. Okay? Ayan. So, kaya ginagamitan natin siya ng summation. So, for your summation, so for your cars or cash or na calculator, that is shift logarithm dito na dalawang box. Okay, yan siya. Okay? So, paano naman yan sa formula natin ng Caltech? Okay? So, kapag present worth, that is equal to A multiplied by the summation of 1 plus I, the quantity raised to negative x from blank to blank. Okay? So, meron ditong mga parameters na P. So this is your present worth or this is your principal. Your A here, this is your annuity. Ito yung hinuhulog mo buwan-buwan or nare-receive mo buwan-buwan. Okay? Ayan. Your I here is the interest. Negative X. So, this is your variable. Variable lang to. Hindi yan ano yan dito sa calculator natin. Yan yung ilalagay natin dito kasi nga yung ginamit na variable ng calculator natin pang sum up is X. Okay? Ayan. So, from X equal to blank. Okay? So, ano sir dito yung first year payment at last year payment? For example, okay, sa unang buwan or sa unang taon ka naghulog. Okay? So, kung pabalik yan sa present worth or sa year zero, so this is 1. First payment minus dun sa pabalik kung saan ka babalik. So, this is at year zero. So, 1 minus zero. Tapos, yung upper box dito, last year payment or dun sa last compounding time na payment natin. So, for example, itong A na to, 7. So, yung 7, ibabalik mo yan sa year zero. So, therefore, this is 7 minus zero. Okay? So, yan yung ano natin dito, formula natin dito. Okay? So, paki-take note yan. So, dito ko na lang isulat, no? Okay, yung nandito, 1 minus 0, 7 minus 0. So, kapag itong cash flow diagram na to, yung gagamitin nyo. Okay? Next, future worth. So, kapag future worth naman, ang gagawin lang natin dito, itong mga annuity na to, i-project natin papunta sa future. Okay, so, paano yan? So, that is now F is equal to A, that's your annuity, times the summation of 1 plus I, the quantity raised to X from 0, kasi dito mag-start na yung interest mo sa 0, going to N minus 1, wherein your N is your time. Okay? So, kung hanggang 8, so 8 minus 1. Okay? Ayan. So, sige, paki-take note yan. So, next tayo, deferred annuity. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo, yung deferred annuity, pwede na rin ng Caltech natin. Okay? So, for example, itong cash flow diagram natin. Okay? So, ano nga ba ang conditions para masabi siyang deferred? So, deferred annuity is a financial transaction wherein your annuity payments are delayed. Oh. So, yung payments mo will be delayed or papatulugin nyo muna yung pera or yung transaction. So until a certain period of time has elapsed. So for example, umutang ka ng 10,000. Ito yon. Okay? Then, after 5 years mo pa bago mabayaran. So, ibig sabihin yung 1, 2, 3, 4 years mo is tulog. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung deferred time mo. So, wala kang bayad dyan. Okay, so magbabayad ka pa lang at the end of the 5th year. Okay? Going to 9th year. Okay? Ayan. So, paano natin makukuha yan? So, using your summation. So, your P, makukuha natin yung P dito that is equal to A multiplied by the summation of 1 plus I raised to negative X. So, ito, pinoject mo sa present, kaya negative X. Then, this is now equal to what? So, dun sa unang payment mo, so this is 5 minus dun sa kung saan mo siya iproproject. So, this is 5 minus 0. Then, yung upper limit mo kung saan magsa-stop. Okay, dito. Going to 0. So, this is now 9 minus 0. Okay, so yan lang muna, no? So, punta na tayo sa number um, 12. So it is interest earning with equal deposits made at equal interval time. So this is amortization. Okay, next. Number 13. Okay, ito yung tanong. What is the present worth? So yung P natin of 100 pesos annuity. So yung A mo is 100 pesos starting at the end of the third year. Okay, so kung into-drawing natin yan siya cash flow diagram, so ito yung P mo, pataas. Okay, starting at the end of the third year, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So dito ka palang magbabayad sa 3. Ayan, 100. And continuing at the end of the fourth year. So 100 pa rin dito. So if the interest rate is 8%. Okay. Ayan. So papaano yan? So take note po, may dalawang annuity tayo dito. So since present yung gusto nating malaman, so i-project na lang natin yan papunta sa present. Okay, so therefore, kapag project natin papunta sa present, that is P is equal to A summation of the quantity 1 plus I raised to negative X from X equal to blank to blank. Okay, so apply natin yung formula. So P is equal to 100 multiplied by the summation of 1 plus 8%, the quantity raised to negative X from X equal to blank. So kung ano yung first payment mo dito, kung anong year, so that is third year, going to last payment natin, fourth year. Yan. Okay? So ganyan lang kapag Caltech. Okay? So at least, nasolve pati yung deferred. Okay? So ang gagawin mo kasi dito kapag mano-mano to, pagsasamahin mo tong 100 na to, then punta mo kaagad yan sa present. So therefore, may dalawang solution ka pa dito. At least dito, isang salpak lang. Meron na siya kaagad. So therefore, this is now equal to 100 times the summation of 1 plus 8%, or that is 1.08, the quantity raised to negative x from x equal to 3 hanggang 4. So therefore, this is now equal to 152.87 pesos. Okay, so therefore, this is nearest to letter B. Okay, next. So how much money would you have deposit for 5 consecutive years starting 1 year from now if you want to withdraw 50,000 10 years from now? Okay, so ang tinatanong dito is how much money would you have to deposit? Okay? So, how much money? So, big sabihin, magkano yung i-deposit mo dito for 5 consecutive years? So, meaning that's your annuity. So, magkano yung ihuhulog mo for 5 consecutive years? So, N equal to 5. So, starting 1 year from now, if you want to withdraw 50,000 10 years from now. So, given yung withdrawal mo 10 years from now, that is 50,000. So this is at 10 years. So assuming that the interest is 14% compounding annually. So yung I natin dito 14%, that is annually. Okay? Ayan. So paano natin yan i-draw sa isang diagram? So ito lang siya. So, zero, kailan ka magde-deposit? 1 year from now. So, from now, from zero, so this is now. So, after isang taon or after a year, so dito ka pala maghuhulog. So, this is 1. So, ilang years ka maghuhulog? 5. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, puro ito A. Okay. If you want to withdraw 50,000 10 years from now. Yan. Kapag may ihuhulog ka, may tatanggapin ka. So, F is equal to 50,000 for 10 years. Okay. Ito 10. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang pinalampas na pinatulog mo yung pera mo ng 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Okay? So, merong deferred ulit dito. Ito yung deferred periods natin. So, maraming pwedeng maging solution to. Okay? So, pwedeng ito, i-project mo dito, papunta dito sa 5. Then, ito, ipunta mo kagad dyan. Okay? So, para maging ordinary lang siya na annuity. Okay? Second one is, etong F natin, idiretso natin hanggang dito sa present para yung A mo, ipunta mo na lang sa present. Pwede rin yun. Okay? That's solution number 2. So, ang gagawin kong solution is direkta. Okay? So, yung A natin, ipupunta lahat natin to sa F. Okay? Paano natin yan gagawin? So, using your formula, F is equal to A multiplied by the summation of, okay, 1 plus I raised to X from X equal to blank to blank. Okay? So, yan. Take note po, hindi zero. Wala nang pakialam si zero dito, no? Kaya yung lower limit natin is hindi zero. Okay? So, kung gusto natin siyang diretsuhin. So, gawin na lang natin is eto, ipunta na kagad natin dito. So, ibig sabihin, kung hanggang saan ka last na nag-payment, yan yung magiging year zero mo. Okay? Going to, kung hanggang saan ka pupunta. So, from dito hanggang dito sa 10. So, therefore, this is now from 5 to 10 minus 1. Okay? So, parang minove lang natin yung ano no, yung cash flow diagram dito. So, your F now will be 50,000 is equal to A times the summation of 1 plus 14% or 1.14 raised to X from 5 to 10 minus 1. Sir, pwede bang mag-shift solve dito? Okay. Ang restrictions dito ng summation is hindi pwedeng mag-shift solve. So, magiging ganito lang siya. So, 50,000 over summation ng 1.14 raised to X from 5 to 9. So, wait. So, 50,000 all over summation ng 1.14 raised to X from 9 to or 5 to 9. So, this is equal to 3,928.6. Okay, letter A. O, pwede rin natin gamitin yung sinabi ko kanina, no? Okay? So, how about yung alternate solution, sir? O, present ko sa inyo yung alternate solution. Ito, i-project natin lahat sa present. Then, ito, i-project natin lahat sa present. So, pabalik lahat sa year 0. Pwede rin yun. Okay? Ayan. So, therefore, ito, i-project natin papunta dito sa present. Sige, anin ko na lang yung diagram. Kopyahin ko na lang yung diagram. Yan. So, pabalik dito sa present, no? So, that is now P is equal to F multiplied by 1 plus I raised to negative N. So, that is P is equal to 50,000 multiplied by 1.14 raised to negative 10. So, therefore, your P now is 50,000 multiplied by 1.14 raised to negative 10. So that is 13,487. So 13,487.19. Okay. Now, ito, may pina tayo dito, di ba? So yan, i-project mo lahat yung mga annuity natin pabalik dito sa present. So using this projection, so that is P is equal to A times the summation of 1 plus I, the quantity raised to negative X, from 0 to, or from 1, I should say, kasi yung unang payment mo dito is 1, going to 5. Okay, so therefore, this is now 13,487.19 all over summation ng 1 plus I, so that is 1.14 na lang, raised to negative X from 1 to 5. And this is equal to your annuity. Okay, so sige. Try lang natin kung papareha siya. So this is answer over summation ng 1.14 raised to negative X negative X from 1 to 5. Okay. So pumareha siya, di ba? Okay. So therefore, your A now is equal to ito. Okay. So depende sa inyo kung anong gagamitin ninyo. So letter A. So balikan lang natin tong Caltech dito. Ito yung mga restrictions ng Caltech. Take note po, yung Caltech natin, dapat yung limits natin dito. So for Caltech is exact number. So ibig sabihin wala dapat point something yung mga limits dito. Okay? Eksakto dapat tong mga to. So pangalawa is that there will be no shift solve. So hindi pwede tayo mag-shift solve for this type of Caltech. Okay? So walang shift solve na mangyayari. Okay? So balik na tayo dito sa number 15. So the VCP Trading Corporation set asides. So paki-troubleshoot to. So this is 200,000. So troubleshoot. So 200,000 each year for expansion. So if the funds earn 8% compounded annually, so how long will it take before a new building costing 2.5 million can be built? Okay, so take note po. Each year na 200,000. So this is annuity kasi kada taon kang um nagkukulog ng 200,000. So annuity yearly 200,000. Okay? So yan. So if the fund earns 8%, so 8% annually, So how long will it take before a new building costing 2.5 million can be built? So therefore, meaning ito yung, okay, yung future worth mo. So F is 2.5 million. So kung i-drawing natin siya sa diagram, ito siya, no? Yan. From 0 at year 1, maghuhulog ka ng annuity na 200,000. At year 2, maghuhulog ka ng 200,000. Year 3, maghuhulog ka until such time mabuo mo yung 2.5 million. So meaning that's your future worth. Pero ang problema is how long? Gaano katagal? Okay? Ayan. So take note po dito as you can see, since N yung tinatanong sa atin kapag gagamit tayo ng Caltech. So if, take note lang ha. So if your unknown is the limit or yung time, so dito na tayo gagamit ng trial and error. Okay? So take note po ha. So yung mga A na to, ipupunta natin dito sa future worth. So therefore, our formula is F is equal to A multiplied by the summation of 1 plus I raised to X from 0 to N minus 1. Bakit 0? Kasi nag-start ka sa year 0. So dito kanina, nag-start ka nga sa year 0 pero merong deferred periods. Okay? So yun yung pinagkaiba niya dito sa number 15. Wala siyang deferred periods dito. Ibig sabihin, naghuhulog ka dito until such time maabot mo tong 2.5 million. Okay? So hindi lang natin alam kung ano yung kung ilang beses ka maghuhulog. Okay? So therefore, this is now 2.5 million is equal to A times, okay, yung ating A dito 200,000 times the summation of 1 plus I. So 1 plus 8% na quantity raised to X from 0 to N minus 1. So ito yung ating ita-trial and error. Since meron na tayong 2.5 million dito, so why not yan na lang yung hanapin natin sa choices? Ano kayang N dito yung makapagbibigay sa atin ng 2.5 million dito na sagot? Okay? Parang reverse engineering lang yung ginawa natin. So therefore, this is now 200,000 times the summation of 1.08 raised to X from 0 to N minus 1. So kung gagamitin natin si letter A, so N equal to 7 years. So therefore, this is 7 minus 1. Okay? So this is equal to 1.7 million. Tama ba? So nabigyan ba tayo niya ng um, 2.5 million? The answer is no. Okay? So big sabihin, mali tong letter A. O, letter B tayo. So ano si letter B? So that is 9 years. So if N is equal to 9 years, mabibigyan ba tayo niya ng 2.5 million? So dito, palitan lang natin to ng 9 minus 1. So therefore, that is 2.497 million. So malapit na sa 2.5 million, di ba? Pwede to. Letter B. Pero try pa natin si letter C. If your letter C is 8 years, kapag 8 years, So, from 0 to 8 minus 1. Okay, medyo bitin, di ba? So, 2.1 million lang. Bitin siya. So, mali na rin to. O, try natin si letter D. So, kapag si letter D ay 6 years, so 6 minus 1 yung nandito sa upper limit. So, therefore, the answer is 1.46 million. So, hindi pa rin, okay, hindi pa rin tayo bibigyan niya ng 2.5 million. So, therefore, the answer is letter B. Kapag 9 years, mabibigyan tayo niya ng approximately 2.5 million. So, therefore, that's letter B. Okay?